For those of you who I know are just dying to know what size outer diameter headset bearing you need to run in a tri-cross without any of the extra garbage, like just typical integrated headset, it's 41 millimeters. But that has nothing to do with today's Tinker Tuesday. I know we said we were gonna, I said last week that we were gonna work on the Poseidon and try and lighten it up. But something else came up that I consider requiring more attention. Brent messaged me yesterday to let me know that the hub on his commuter bike had finally let go and was wondering if I had a suitable replacement. Thankfully, in my infinite wisdom, I hold on to stuff like this that's still working when I pull it out from a wheel. So yes, I do have a suitable replacement for a commuter bike. This should do the trick. Most hubs are pretty close in the way of flange diameter and width when it comes to relatively inexpensive parts. We should just be able to use the same spokes, same rim, and not run into much in the way of issues. And this will fit a 10-speed cassette. I'm gonna get him going before the week starts again so he doesn't have to drive his car into this stupid city. Can't help but feel like I'll always have some sort of excuse to not get to putting lighter parts on this bike. Likely it'll become a running gag for Tinker Tuesday. Though, while I am waiting, I'm gonna see if I can rescue this bearing just a little bit. What an efficient use of time. Hi, Brad.
Hey. Look at this place.
Isn't it sick?
It's quite cozy.
You don't expect me to fix those Easton cranks, do you?
Well, I brought them for show and tell.
Wow. You have a real tendency to do that to carbon cranks. We could JB weld them in.
Yeah, that's fine. Everybody was like, oh, just use zip ties. And I was like, I don't think that's going to work.
What the hell would you
How
zip tie?
How would that work?
As I figured, typical fail point for most wheels that are ridden in the winter, 3-hub body is skipping really bad. We could probably fix it, but I'm not interested in doing that. I must have a quick release for this. I wouldn't want to go up a climb with that.
Yeah, it doesn't like it.
That will happen a lot. I will not be the mechanic today for Tinker Tuesday, making Brent do all of the grunt work when it comes to wheel building. I'll do the last little bit of it.
I'm not counting 3, by the way. I'm just kind of spinning a few bunch.
Kind of go. When you get to this point, and the nipples are about to come out, you can just kind of let them fall out. If this one will.
Oh yeah. Oh!
These are shallow enough, I think, and whoever built them with long enough spokes that I think all of them will be like that until you get one side of the wheel done and the rim starts to like fall into the other spokes.
Got it. I focus on one side? Sorry?
No, just do both, but take this and just spin them all out.
With the cookie?
Yeah.
This makes me a pro now, right?
Well, I mean, you don't have to do them one at a time. You can undo them all.
Oh, I see.
You know what it's like when you're like trying to show like an older person how to use a computer and you're like, click on that, and then they aren't going to it? It's kind of what this is like.
Oh, good.
Also, we don't want to lose those. I have lots more. Yeah, the more we can reuse, the better. Because, you know, we're cheap. No, that's not the excuse. You're putting way too much effort into that last one because it's probably done.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, this is the fun part, where you get to do everything by hand.
I've got most of them.
I just need to make sure we don't lose all these.
It's like an Easter egg hunt.
Yep. Like a really bad Easter egg hunt. Now, there should be 32. If there's more than that...
We've done a good job hunting.
Yeah, I guess. Won't be surprised, I suppose, but I prefer there isn't.
I was counting there. 31.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, I found it.
Down into this second hole here. Okay, so skip every second one. Now. 4. There's your answer. That doesn't make sense right now, but they're all in groups of 4, and we're building the first spoke of each group of 4. Okay. Putting the trailing spokes in now. This is where Brent is going to learn whether or not we did it right the first time, or if we need to go about it and relace the first half of the job again. There's always the nerve-wracking part.
Does it go on this one or this one? This one.
No, one behind always.
Oh.
The spoke. This is where we do the twist
Oh.
to find out if we've screwed everything up or not.
Okay.
To find out, I don't think we did it right.
So wait, we're off by 1 because, like, if we keep building it as it is now, will the logo just not line up, or is it just not gonna work?
I'll show you what happens.
Okay.
See, this is the gap that you want, right?
Okay.
But the gap that we have, I mean, we can run it this way. It'll just bother me.
Well, that's not gonna fly. Yes.
All right. Now that we have this sorted and figured out, we've got this space correct, where we got it wrong twice already. The reason that it drives me nuts to not have the correct space in here is for when you're putting a pump on. And if you have the valve hole in here or in here, the space becomes too tight, especially in here. So because they're in groups of 4, there's an easy place to see where it starts and stops. And it's this gap that you're looking for. Now that we have it right, let's just keep moseying on.
This goes 1.
You got 1, 2, 3.
And it goes underneath.
Yeah. So now you got to get your little tool.
Oh, that's so cool.
Laced. Now's the beginnings of bringing up the tension so that instead of it spinning like this,
It's pretty good.
it starts to spin straight. So, start at valve hole, which doesn't line up with the logo anymore. You can see it. Go here, go to like three threads all the way around, and then we'll keep kind of going from there.
So just 3 threads.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of looks like 3.
Yeah. Brent's initial attempt at beginning the tensioning process admitted to me that he was not paying attention and just left every spoke at kind of a different spot. Didn't really count the threads, didn't look at it. Wasn't wearing his glasses.
I eyeballed it.
Eyeballed it, no glasses.
In the groups of 4.
So we're just bedding all the spokes in right now. We've been slowly building up the tension, hitting with the spoke wrench to true it, make sure that everything's straight. We do have one weird spoke length, so we're just kind of fighting with that a tiny little bit. I don't know how or where it happened, but anyway, we're here this far. It's a commuter wheel, so it doesn't matter. You want to bed everything in because we didn't reuse the spokes the way that they went into the wheel. We just threw them in willy-nilly. And when you do that, you want to make sure that as they come out of the spoke hole on the hub, that everything sits the way it's supposed to. So as you're building up tension, just kind of push everything back into place. It's not terrible. And not bad for your first wheel build. Okay.
I mean, you've done most of it, but yeah. Sweet.
Okay, all done. Honestly, for a bunch of reused old parts, this hub is. Whew. I mean, I haven't seen a Shimano logo like that in. Well, I don't know that I've ever been alive to see that new, along with like a probably similar vintage Mavic CXP21. Anyway, for the old vintage that all of these parts are, not to mention the like weird spoke lengths that were in it, no matter what I did, moving the ones that I thought were short over to the drive side, there was still short ones in the drive side as well, which just to me tells me that someone at some point built that wheel or replaced spokes just like this, just whatever I had in stock, threw it in just to true the wheel back to where it needed to be. So for spending no money, and for Brent having laced a wheel for the first time ever, for having tried to tension a wheel for the first time ever and didn't pay attention, and truing a wheel for the first time ever, I think we fared out not bad. This is going to be a very commutable wheel.
Very.
And when it breaks...
I'll be back.
Or I was going to say we're just not going to care.
Oh.
Do you want to like sign the wall or something?
Yeah, I can do that. That's a signature of a pro.
of a top 10,
yeah, top 10.
Canadian Nationals finisher. That's going to do it for this Tinker Tuesday. I promise next week we'll work on the Poseidon. We'll put all the light parts on it and we'll see what the weight difference is. Unless, of course, I come up with some other harebrained scheme for a Tinker Tuesday content.